Good morning, dear students. Chapter 8 completed. Name of the chapter is the wind, storms, and cyclone. And today I will start revision, and I will take revision from chapter 1. And name of the chapter 1 is the nutrition in plants. Nutrition in plants. So, what is the nutrition? To the process of taking or consuming and utilizing food is called the nutrition. What is the nutrition? So the process of taking, consuming and utilizing food is called the nutrition. And to perform these life processes, living organism requires a continuous supply of energy and materials. The energy and materials come from the foods what we eat. And so we can say that this what is the nutrition? So we can say that the process of taking, consuming and utilizing foods are called the nutrition. And foods are substances from which an organisms derives energy and materials for growth and maintenance. And in class 6th you have learned that food consists in number of important components like proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins and minerals. So these components of food are necessary for our body and are called the nutrients. So in both plants and animals, the basic components of food like the proteins, carbohydrates, fats and minerals are the same. So modes of nutrition. So there are basically two modes of nutrition. That is the autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Modes of nutrition, it is divided into two types modes of nutrition, that is the autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. In autotrophic nutrition, auto means self and trops means nourishment. Auto means self, trops means nourishment. So we can say that's the mode of nutrition in which organisms make their food themselves from simple substances is called autotrophic nutrition. And this mode of nutrition is found in green plants only. By the process of photosynthesis, green plants make their own food, and the mode of nutrition is found in green plants. And in green plants, a green pigment called chlorophyll is present, and in this method an organisms make its own food from simple organic substances, and the green plants are thus called the autotrophic organisms or autotrophs, because green plants make their own food by the help of process of photosynthesis. And this photosynthesis process, when carbon dioxide, light, chlorophyll is there, then only these processes happen. And autotrophs are producers of food. Heterotrophic nutrition. Hetero means others, trophic means trophs means nutrition. So we can say that all animals including man and non-green plants shows heterotrophic mode of nutrition. And now what are heterotrophic organism or heterotrophs? So heterotrophic nutrition is a type of nutrition which energy is derived from the intake and digestion of organic substances, generally plant or animal tissues. And the breakdown products of digestion are used to synthesize the organic material required by the organisms. All animals obtain their food this way. They are known as heterotrophs. And heterotrophic animals are of three types. That is the herbivorous, carnivorous and omnivorous. And plant eating animals like cow, buffalo, goat and elephant. What is the herbivorous? Plant animals, those who are eating only plants, grasses, leaves, twigs, etc. They are called the herbivorous. Examples: cow, buffalo, goat, elephant. Carnivorous animals, those who are eating only flesh of other animals, are called the carnivorous animals, and like tiger, lion, etc. Omnivorous, and those who eat both plants and animals, humans and cockroaches. Animals, those who are eating both as well as plants and animals, they are called the omnivorous. Omni means both. And example of this categories is the humans, crow and cockroaches. And Then now come to the photosynthetic process, that is the autotrophic nutrition is photosynthesis. The green plants prepare their, as we know that green plants prepare their own food through a process by the name of this process is photosynthesis. Photo means light and synthesis means to combine. So photosynthesis literally means photosynthesis is literally means synthesis in the presence of light. So we can say that synthesis in the presence of light. And where does photosynthesis occur? Where does photosynthesis occur? Mostly in leaves, and leaves are the food factories of plants. Leaves are food factories of plants, and in some cases in young stems and branches which are green, leaves contain the green colored material or pigment, that is the chlorophyll inside their shells. And what is the role of leaf in photosynthesis? A leaf shows four important structures, that is the presence of small pores generally on the lower surface, and through these pores carbon dioxide enters the leaf, and these pores are called the stomata, and presence of chlorophyll containing cells. And chlorophyll is necessary as it traps energy from sunlight, and without chlorophyll photosynthesis will not take place. Raw materials required. Green plants require four things to prepare their own food, that is the carbon dioxide absorbed from the atmosphere through stomata present on the leaf surface, and then water absorbed from the soil through the root system and transported to the leaves by pipe-like structures which is run throughout the plant body, and chlorophyll present in the leaf, and light coming from the sun. So the process of preparing food using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of chlorophyll and light is known as photosynthesis, and the leaves absorb sun's energy and store it in the form of food. What is synthesized during photosynthesis? During photosynthesis, food is synthesized. What is synthesized during photosynthesis? During photosynthesis process, food is synthesized and oxygen is released in the process. As a matter of fact, carbohydrates are prepared. Carbon dioxide, water, in the presence of light and chlorophyll, they form carbohydrates and oxygen. And presence of starch, carbohydrate in the leaves is regarded as an evidence of photosynthesis. What would happen in the absence of photosynthesis? If photosynthesis process is not there, then what will happen? There would be no plants, because they are not able to make their food. Then if photosynthesis is not there, then plants are also not there. And in the absence of plants, survival of others living organism is not possible on the earth, and oxygen would not be released. If plants is not there, then we will not get the oxygen. If we will not get the oxygen, then we cannot survive. So activity 1.2, to show that sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. What do you need? Some twigs of an aquatic plant like hydrilla, beaker, funnel, test tube, water. And how to do the test? Keep the twigs in a beaker filled with water, invert a funnel over the twigs, and invert a test tube filled with water on the stem of the funnel as shown in the figure. This diagram you can see, and keep this setup in sunlight for some time. Now note down your observation. This diagram you can see, and now keep the setup in shade for some time. Again note down your observations, and now keep setup in dark and note down your observation. Then after that, what do you observe? You will observe when the setup is kept in sunlight. When the setup is kept in sunlight, you will find more number of air bubbles. These are oxygen bubbles coming out from the twigs, and then when kept in shade. In dark, no air bubbles will come out, and in friends, so we can say that sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. And method B, what is the another method? What do you need? Any potted plant, preferably with broad green leaves, black paper, iodine solution, alcohol, water, beaker, test tube, tripod stand with a wire gauze, burner or a gas stove. How to do the test? How you will do the test? Discharge the potted plant by placing in a dark place for 48 hours and cover a part of the leaf with black paper, and place the pot in sunlight for 5 to 6 hours and remove the leaf from the potted plant and test the leaf starch as follows. Put the leaf in a test tube containing boiling alcohol, and alcohol of chlorophyll of the leaf will come out in alcohol, and the leaf will become pale. Now remove the test tube, take out the leaf and wash it with water. What you will feel, spread the leaf on a glassed tile or a watch glass. Put a few drops of iodine solution on the leaf. What do you observe? The part of the leaf exposed to sunlight turns blue black in color. The part of the leaf covered with black paper is brown. And what do you conclude? Starch is formed only in those parts of the leaf where sunlight can reach. Hence, sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis, and starch is formed during the photosynthesis. Activity 1.3, to show that chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. What do you need? Potted plants with variegated leaves, croton or coleus. Variegated leaves have both green and white or yellow parts in the same leaf, and other requirements are the same as in previous experiment. How to do the test? Discharge the potted plant having variegated leaves as explained earlier, and leave the plant in sunlight for 5 to 6 hours. Detach the leaf from potted plant and perform the starch test as explained earlier. And then what do you observe? Green parts of the leaf become blue black and non-green parts remain unchanged. What do you conclude? Starch is formed only in green parts of the leaf, hence chlorophyll is necessary for the photosynthesis. In this diagram you can see that green zone, this is the green zone of the leaf, and this is the yellow zone of the leaf, and this is the sunlight coming from sunlight, and this is the green zone and turning blue black, and yellow zones turning brown. So by this activity that chlorophyll is necessary for the photosynthesis.